Richard's family are waiting to talk to Professor Menon, who has news about his recent discovery. Until now, the family have been clear Richard would not have wanted to continue treatment.
It's very important for families to realize that they're not choosing to withdraw or continue therapy. What they do is provide medical staff with information about what the patient's views were when they were able to express those views. It's up to the medical team to make a decision as to whether you proceed with treatment or withhold it.
His sister, he lived with his sister for a while, Tracy, not long back, her daughter. And Richard's been a biker for a long time, hasn't he? Been on a motorbike for a long time. And there's a friend of theirs that had a bad car accident and ended paraplegic. And Richard and his sister were talking about this. And he said, if ever that happens to me, he says, I don't want to go on. I don't want to be like him. And plus Richard's nature as well.
We don't want our son sat or even lie in a hospital when all he can move is his space.
Best of all possible world would be for us to be able to talk to Richard. So we've tried.
If he could and he said, yes, I want to go on, I wouldn't think twice, carry on.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Rogers.
Sorry.
Don't apologise. So today what I've tried to do is to communicate with him, and what he is able to do is look to the left or look to the right when you tell him to, okay? What he can't do, he's got no capacity to hold information. No. That means we can't realistically have a conversation with him and understand what he would have wanted. So that will mean that we would suggest that we wait for perhaps a few more days. Just be comfortable in our mind, not so much about the severity of injury, but to make certain that we've given a little more chance to declare himself in our ability to communicate with him. Not to do that, I think, would be very, very unfair.
It's 3 days since doctors discovered Richard's eye movements. Now, Professor Menon is desperate to ask him the question, does he want to continue treatment? But at the moment, no one is sure of how much of the old Richard is there.
Richard. Rich. You can tell me to bugger off if you like, so we can step on here.
All right, Richard.
Get him to look right and
Is she
left.
driving you balmy?
No, get him to look right and left.
You think you do? Need to get a system going so we know what you're doing and what you want. If you can hear me, look to the right. That's uphill. That's right. That's right. Is that what you meant? All right, now you look to your left.
Maybe perhaps tomorrow.
I'm not sure, Richie. Look to your left. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Not sure. I don't know. I'll leave the experts to it. But there's something. But as we walk away, his eyes don't follow you or anything.
But then it may not be that he's able to do it all the time.
No.
That's the trouble.
Just don't know.
I mean,
I can't ask him the question, even if I could establish contact.
No, you wouldn't.
For sure, I couldn't ask him the question. I couldn't.
No. Okay, just put some shaving foam on your cheeks, all right? We all have this dilemma. The family obviously have a dilemma, and the medical staff have the dilemma because he's lying there with his eyes open, and he looks like he's tracking you, and he looks like he's a bit aware of things. My instinct is that there is some brain function there. But that's not what the questions that we're dealing with. The questions we're dealing with is in Richard's best interests. What decisions need to be made with regards to what his future holds.
What would you want in that situation?
I've thought about this quite a bit, obviously, because I've the amount of time I've worked in this environment. And I've always said that providing that my ability to think and reason and show myself as the person that I always was, I would learn to accept everything else. You don't know, I don't think, until it actually hits you. Richard had said very clearly, if it ever happened to him, he would rather not survive. if he was able to tell us now, there's a good chance he'd think differently, because he's now facing that crossroads, if you like. But unfortunately, you can't tell us, Richard, can you, what you want?
Hello, Richard. Hello there, it's Rhiannon, speech therapist. Look to your right. Fantastic. Look up. Can you look towards your daughter? Over here. Goodness, you're sleepy today. His fatigue is probably quite a major thing at the moment, and how much of an idea we can get of the reliability of him using his eye gaze as a way of communicating things. Yeah. What we might do is just ask you to fill in a form, just some information about family things, so when we're asking yes-no questions, then we hopefully know a bit more about him and know what the answer should be.
Morning. Morning. You all right? Oh.
I love you. Probably people that love you more than you ever know, probably. You know what you're like. Thinking that people don't care. See, Billy? Still fighting, aren't you? Keep fighting. Be a brave man.